Hello, hello, and welcome, Travelweek community. Thank you so much for being here today. We have an amazing show planned. We've got the lovely Peter Uzino, who is back today with Riverside Luxury Cruises to give us a wonderful presentation. And without further ado, I will pass him over. Before, just one note of housekeeping. Uh, if you have questions during today's webinar, please pop those into the Q&A box that you see at the end, or you see at the bottom of your screen. I will be back on at the very end of today's webinar, and I will ask any questions that you have to Peter live on your behalf. So please don't be shy and use that Q&A box to get your questions answered. The chat is also open, so feel free to pop in there and say hello. But for questions, please put those in the Q&A because that's how we make sure they don't get missed. And I think that is all our housekeeping for today. Again, thank you so much for being here. I am Candace Abraham here representing Travelweek, and now I am going to pass the floor over to Peter, and I will see you again at the end of the show. Peter, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you soon. Take it away.
Thank you, Candace. And hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. Thank you all for tuning in to today's webinar that's all about Riverside Luxury Cruises. I know some of you will be learning about us for the very first time, while others are already familiar and have been promoting and selling us to your luxury clients. Wherever you are in our journey, thank you for your interest and for taking the time to attend this webinar. And thank you to our friends at Travelweek for hosting us on their platform and for their general support of our brand as we continue to grow our presence in the Canadian travel market. Excuse me. Today's presentation will cover the origins of Riverside Luxury Cruises. I'll tell you about our ships and where they sail. I'll review our unique pricing structure and go over current promotions and incentives. And as Candace mentioned, if you have any questions, please send those through to the Q&A box, and we'll address those at the very end. So for starters, Riverside Luxury Cruises was established at the end of 2022 by the European-based family-owned luxury hotel group Seaside Collection, which includes 12 boutique properties located in the beautiful Canary Islands, which is actually where the company was founded back in the 70s, and from where they expanded into parts of Spain, Germany, and eventually the Maldives. Each of the hotels is characterized by its very exclusive location, by its authentic architecture and stunning design, by its unforgettable cuisine, and very intuitive and empathetic approach to hospitality. So even though as a brand, Riverside Luxury Cruises is new, the owning company has been in the luxury hotel business for more than 50 years, with many of their properties belonging to the ultra-prestigious leading hotels of the world, the Design Hotels Group, as well as the esteemed Autograph Collection. In 2018, the Seaside Collection owners recognized the gap in the river cruise market and the need for a true luxury option that prioritized onboard space and amenities, larger suites, higher staff to guest ratios, and larger kitchens that could deliver exceptional restaurant-like experience on the rivers. Unfortunately, they weren't able to bring their plans to fruition at that time because they couldn't find any shipyards with availability to build the ships according to their own specifications. So the project was put on hold. Fast forward to January 2022, you'll all remember that Crystal Cruises, the original Crystal Cruises, ceased operations, which opened the door for Seaside Collection to revive their river cruise plans, and by purchasing all of the former Crystal River ships. And those ships aligned perfectly with the vision that the owners originally had. Only 6 months after Seaside Collection acquired the ships, the first one and the crown jewel of the fleet set sail on the Danube, now reborn as the Riverside Mozart. So, yes, we've been sailing on the Danube since April 2023 with the Riverside Mozart. The ship is twice as wide, it's 75 feet compared to the standard 36 feet. So, literally two ships next to each other. However, the ship accommodates only 160 guests. That is as many guests as other river cruise brands will have, yet it's double their ship size. Over the summer last year, we started our river cruise program on the Rhone River in the south of France with the Riverside Revel. And earlier this year, we christened our third ship, the Riverside Debussy. Both ships are identical to each other. They are half the size of the Mozart, and they can accommodate a maximum of 110 guests, which is up to 80 guests fewer than other river ships. Think about that. Up to 80 guests fewer, yet it's the same size ship. Our ships feature some of the largest suites that you'll find on the European rivers, from 200 square feet to over 880 square feet. They all have king-size beds, many of which face the beautiful scenery through floor-to-ceiling, wall-to-wall French balconies and windows like you see here that open halfway down. They all have fully stocked mini bars and refrigerators, in-suite espresso and tea stations, plush bathrobes, slippers, and luxurious Natura Bassé bath products from Barcelona. Majority of our suites have walk-in closets. Some of them have bathtubs in the washroom, which is very uncommon for a river ship. King-size beds are very uncommon for a river ship. Bathtubs even less so. All of them have very spacious walk-in rain showers, and every guest in every suite, in every category on all three ships receives personal butler service. And that is ultimately our approach to luxury. We know that every guest is coming on board with a different definition of what luxury means to them. Every guest is coming on board with different expectations. The only way that we can truly meet those expectations is if we approach everyone individually, personally, which we do through our personal concierge and butler service. Beyond the suites, and because our ships accommodate fewer guests, they have up to 7 lounges, including a rooftop lounge on the Vista deck featuring a lot of comfortable and stylish outdoor furniture. There's a very large blooming herb garden that's used for our botanist cocktails, as well as the kitchen will will use it in preparation of some of the food. We've got large TV screens for movie nights under the stars, and there's an actual pop-up bar that lowers into the ship whenever we have to sail underneath Europe's bridges. Here you have the feeling of being at a very trendy hotel rooftop lounge with beautiful scenery all around. There's music playing in the background, a bar serving up some amazing cocktails, and just a very cool vibe overall. Here's where we also host our barbecue lunches and dinners, the likes of which you have never experienced on a river or ocean cruise before. We've got tomahawk steaks on the grill, wagyu steaks, trays of oysters on the half shell. We've got lobster tails, a lot of fresh salads, a lot of side dishes to accompany the meats. But we also bring on board local musicians and entertainment on board. So they're serenading the guests. The guests are having so much fun. They don't know whether they should be eating, whether they should be dancing. It's just a great, great atmosphere during our barbecue lunches and dinners. And I have a short little snippet of my recent experience on the Riverside Revel. Just as the sun was setting, we enjoyed a beautiful barbecue lunch with some musicians that came on board for entertainment. Just a little snippet of that experience. But back inside the ship, they all have indoor swimming pools, fitness centers, and a spa. The Riverside Mozart, being twice as big, also has a jacuzzi, two saunas, two steam rooms, and a very therapeutic relaxation lounge that overlooks the calming views of the ship's wake. From a culinary perspective, the ships have multiple restaurants and opportunities to dine anytime. Waterside is our main restaurant, offering gourmet cuisine through revolving menus. Here's where your clients will enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner, where every dish is prepared on demand and always à la minute. We go as far as to make fresh pasta on board. We do so twice daily. All of the bread is made on board the ship. The jams, the soups, everything, nothing comes to us pre-prepared. Everything is cooked on the ship. We source the highest quality and the freshest ingredients for the most memorable dining experience on the rivers. In fact, we budget the most on our dining program and more than any other brand on the rivers. We are also unique in that our meals are not dictated by a corporate overseer. Each ship operates autonomously and has its own executive chef who is in charge of creating the menus. The only corporate instructions they get is that they focus on fresh local ingredients and regionally inspired dishes. We also have the largest wine cellar on the river, and I would say one that would rival that of some of the best restaurants on land. At any given time, we have over 500 bottles of wine worth over 150 euros. It is incomparable to any other wine cellar on the rivers. Just a few pictures here of some of the delicious food. The food is exceptional.
Riverside Ravel sets apart from other river ships. This is really a huge difference, especially in the culinary part. There is no comparison. We are going really in detail with the freshness of the food, and this is really our part where we are shine at the moment. Luxury really is all about the time and the choice to have, because you really can relax in your vacation. You know, you can have your breakfast in the morning, early in the morning, late. Even if you would like, you could have it in the afternoon. The interaction between us and the sommelier is really a big part in the entire culinary journey, especially in the vintage room where each course has its paired wine. The culinary offer and wine, it is really a great experience.
That's just a little more about the culinary program on our ships. And even though the video mentioned the Riverside Revel specifically, it really does apply across to all of the other ships as well. We haven't been around for very long. This is our first year of full operations with the 3 ships on the water. However, already we're being recognized as leaders in especially the culinary scene. Um, at the end of 2023, Cruise Critic voted us as having the best food in the river cruise category. Forbes has gone on to endorse us as the river cruise line for foodies. Most recently, the Travel and Leisure World's Best Awards ranked us at number 8, which within our first year is a huge accomplishment and a testament to the exceptional experience that we're offering our guests and your clients, especially on the food side. Every ship has a bistro offering all-day food options. So here's where your clients can enjoy late breakfasts as well as fresh-made pastries, cakes. We make fresh bubble waffles, croissants. But as the day progresses, those things will change into charcuterie boards, pretzels. We have throughout the day homemade ice cream. We make milkshakes on board, as well as freshly made popcorn. So there is a lot of food throughout the day and evening. And in the evening, this bistro will turn into a tapas style restaurant where we also serve some regional wines. Blue is a grill that's available only aboard the Riverside Mozart. Here, guests can enjoy a menu of delicious comfort foods for lunch and a beautiful change in their scenery. So things like hamburgers, grilled sandwiches, flatbreads, salads, are the things that you can order here. Also unique to the Riverside Mozart is the Connoisseurs Club, where guests can enjoy a quieter setting with a nice cigar, a glass of cognac, or a nice single malt scotch. On each ship, we have a private dining room where we host the vintage room experience for up to 12 guests. Here, our executive chef and sommelier will lead diners through 7 delectable courses, each one paired with an exceptional fine wine from the region and one that obviously perfectly complements each course. In addition to all of the different dining venues, of which there's many and there's a lot of food going around, we also offer 24-hour complimentary room service in case guests want to keep their pajamas on and enjoy breakfast in their room, or if they wanted to have a nice, private, and romantic lunch or dinner, the butler can set that up directly in their beautiful suite. So we are setting out to redefine the concept of luxury and to establish fresh benchmarks for bespoke European river cruising. When your clients travel with us, they'll experience highly personalized 24-hour service and a 1-to-1 crew to suite ratio. We can do this because we accommodate fewer guests. We have fewer suites. We have more staff on board, including personal concierge service for every one of those guests. From a culinary perspective, we offer the best cuisine and are placing an emphasis on the freshness and the quality of the ingredients on board. We have bigger galleys, we have more chefs, and we cook every dish on demand 24 hours a day. We also have the best wine cellar on the water, and as I said, one that will rival those of the best restaurants on land. Our crew of trained sommeliers and bartenders have access to some really special regional and global wines, as well as some of the best spirits available. And as far as design goes, our ships are luxurious, they're glamorous and stylish, they're opulent and comfortable, they're super spacious, they have the most onboard amenities, and are simply in a league of their own. As far as where we sail, you can book us on the main cruising rivers of Europe, those being the Danube, the Rhine, the Main River through central Germany, as well as on the Moselle, the little sister to the Rhine. And we have cruises in the south of France on the Rhone and Saône rivers. We've got over 170 combined departures on 52 distinct itineraries that range from 3 nights all the way to 23 nights. And on all voyages, we're staying late or even overnight in some of Europe's most captivating towns and cities, really allowing guests to immerse themselves in the destination's nightlife just as much as they would during the daytime. We do have Christmas market river cruises. If you have clients that are interested, even for this year, we've got space on some of our Christmas market river cruises for 2025 as well. And the Tulip Time cruises in early spring 2025. If your clients are interested, if they were looking at other cruise lines and maybe those other cruise lines were sold out, we would be a great option for them to experience those destinations in a beautiful time of year. In all of the ports and towns, cities that we're visiting along our itineraries, we include a lot of diverse excursions. We keep the group sizes pretty small, up to 15 guests per guide. And then our excursions will have a different theme to them. Of course, we've got excursions with a more historical context that will guide our guests to all of the iconic landmarks and historic sites of the destination. But then we have a lot of food and wine related excursions, pastry making excursions in Austria, for example, visits to a lot of wineries. And then we've got active excursions, biking, hiking, kayaking on the River Garden in the south of France, which takes our guests to the Pont de Garde, the medieval Roman aqueduct that's still standing they get to experience that directly from the river, so the vantage points are incomparable. And then some really unique excursions, for example, on the Rhine River through the beautiful wine valley of the Rhine. We have Land Rover excursions that will take guests in a private vehicle, and they're going through and visiting some of the beautiful wineries along the way, which ends up in a beautiful castle setting where they sample some wines as well. This is the kayaking excursion that I mentioned in the south of France that takes our guests to the Pont de Garde. And then a lot of winery visits, as I mentioned. This is a small winery that has over 230 years history, and the family sets out a beautiful lunch in their courtyard. They also produce their own oil, so you get to sample the wine coming directly from their vineyards, and a beautiful menu with local entertainment in the background. It's a wonderful setting. So just to give you a couple of ideas in terms of the excursions that we offer, but there's a lot of the main thing is that they're all included, and there's a lot of choices of different excursions. On a 7-night river cruise between Amsterdam to Basel, for example, on the Rhine, there are 36 included excursions, so a lot to choose from. But onto our pricing structure. So we are 100% all-inclusive. So obviously that means all of the meals are included. We have a premium open bar that's open bar beverage package. We welcome your clients with a bottle of French Taittinger champagne, which is our house champagne, and they can have champagne from morning till nighttime. That can be the only drink that they have. But we also have some really good premium wines. There's beer, of course, and premium spirits, and a beautiful botanist cocktail menu as well that's included. So as I say, premium open bar, and then all of the excursions are included. However, what happens if you have clients that maybe aren't big drinkers, or they don't, want to pay for a full beverage package for a week? They just want to have a glass of wine with their dinner, and that's about it. Well, in that case, you can remove the beverage component. They still get all of the meals. They still get all the excursions. The beverages can be purchased a la carte. And on the flip side, if you have clients that are, maybe they want to keep the beverages, but they're more independent travelers. Maybe they've been to some of these places before. Maybe they want custom or private excursions. Well, in that case, you can remove the excursions component. So they get all of the meals, premium open bar, and the excursions, maybe they choose one or two of the ones that we offer. They enjoy more free time. You can create some custom excursions for them through us as well. So that would be another option. And the fourth package is to book them with only the meals on board, and then beverages and excursions available a la carte. So this would be similar to a hotel experience. Regardless of the package, the price package that you're booking your clients into, we always include the port charges, the gratuities for the staff on board, as well as for the guides, the drivers, for everyone. We include transfers and unlimited Wi-Fi. So there's no NCFs with us. You get commission. Your commission is based on the price package that you're booking your clients into. And that commission is set at 21%. I'm also offering a $100 gift card for every new booking that's made by the end of this month. In terms of promotions and discounts, incentives, all of our pricing already reflects all of these discounts. So when you go on the Travel Advisor portal, whatever price you're seeing there already reflects these. We have until January 15, the introductory discount. So January 16th, the prices will increase by 10%. We have our early booking discount of 15% that goes up until the end of February. And then cruises that are 7 nights and longer will also receive 10%. So combined, you're looking at 35% savings. We waive the single supplement on all of the lead-in suites. So on the Mozart, those are the Harmony suites. And then on the other two ships, the Ravel and the Debussy, it would be the Melody suite. Until the end of November, we also have the onboard credit, so 150 euro per person onboard credit. We have Canadian currency available, and to book, clients need to pay a 10% per person deposit. Our deposits are 100% refundable until 90 days prior to departure, which is a really strong incentive that you can use to get people to look at and book our cruises. Our groups program is very similar to other river cruise brands. For every 9 guests, the tent is free. We include a private group excursion as well as a welcome reception. It's a very flexible group policy, meaning that we can adapt to the way that you work with your groups, and whatever suits your groups, that it can be adapted towards that. Our ships, especially the smaller ones, with only 110 guests on them, are very suitable for charter opportunities. So something to keep in mind. So just a quick recap here on what is unique to Riverside, and why you should promote and sell Riverside to your luxury clients. Ours is an all-suite fleet. We have the largest average suite size on the rivers, up to 880 square feet. But regardless of which suite you're booking your clients into, every one of them has a king-size bed. We include personal butler service for every guest on board, as well as 24-hour room service. We've got a premium open bar. I mentioned the welcome bottle of Tattinger champagne for every guest, as well as a fully stocked mini bar and refrigerator. There's an espresso and tea station set up as well. The food is truly incomparable and at a whole new level. The restaurants are all open seating. There are no reservations required, with the exception of the vintage room. But the food is really, really incredible. And then our pricing includes port charges, transfers, as well as gratuities. We have beautiful brochures that I'd love to get in the hands of your clients, and I can guarantee you that those brochures, once people see them, they feel them, they see the product, they will your clients will want to know more. They will want to start a conversation with you about us. So if you have any clients that are that have previously cruised with Regent, with Silversea, with Seabourn, that like to stay at luxurious hotels, the likes of the Ritz, the Intercontinental, and Four Seasons, let's get those brochures in those clients' hands and start a conversation about taking a river cruise journey with us. To give you some ideas on who and how to start promoting and selling us to your clients, I thought I would offer a couple of suggestions here. So if you have any clients that are completely new to river cruising, they've done some ocean cruises, never on the river though, I would recommend that we approach and suggest to them the Riverside Debussy on the Rhine between Amsterdam and Basel, or vice versa. The Rhine is the #1 selling river cruise itinerary for first-timers. If you have luxury ocean clients that similar to the ones that I referenced, they've never considered a river cruise because of their perceptions that the ships are very small, that there's not enough dining options, that there's not enough amenities on board. Well, then the Riverside Mozart on the Danube is the perfect transition ship to get them from the ocean, luxury ocean, to the luxury river. If you have clients that don't cruise at all, they don't river cruise, they don't ocean cruise, they like to travel by land and stay at those luxurious hotels like the Four Seasons and the Ritz, then our shorter cruise itineraries, the 3, 4, 5 night cruises, will be very suitable to them as part of a much broader travel itinerary that you can create for them. For those that have previously sailed on the Rhine or the Danube, then the Riverside Revel through the south of France on the Rhone River would be an appropriate recommendation. For families, the Mozart during the Christmas market season. That is where we're seeing a lot of multi-generational groups traveling together, a lot of families, so very suitable. And then for your foodie clients, the Riverside Revel through the south of France, again on the Rhone. The food is exceptional on all 3 ships, but of course the destination itself really weighs that much more in the south of France. So just a couple of ideas as to where you can get started with promoting and selling Riverside. So there's there's a lot to be excited about with Riverside Luxury Cruises. If this is the first time that you're hearing about us, I hope I've piqued your interest and that this will lead you to connect with me. My information is here on the screen. I would love to discuss opportunities for us to collaborate. So please reach out to me. If your agency hasn't registered with us, please make note of our travel advisor website and have the agency register. We don't have an email newsletter distribution set up yet. However, if you join my Facebook group, you'll see everything that all the updates and anything new that comes out. There's a lot of travel advisors that are traveling and posting about their own experience. So it's a great way to read from your peers and to get direct feedback from them about us. So reach out. And, for those of you who are already familiar with the brand and who have already started to promote and to sell us, I hope that the webinar served as a reminder of what we're all about and how you can start to promote and sell our cruises to your luxury clients. So I'd like to thank you all for your time and for your attention. I hope you found the webinar informative, and I'll ask Candice to maybe check in on any questions from the advisors.
Thank you so much for that presentation, Peter. Wow, the images and the scenery in those videos is just like nothing else. Thank you for sharing that so much with our community today. Lots of questions, lots of engagement as well in the chat. We have Lori Lee, who was recently on the Mozart, and she says, I can't say enough how incredible the Mozart was, as I recently took my vacation on board. It was amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Lori Lee. I will open up and get to the questions now. There were lots of questions in the chat as well as the Q&A, and so I just want to remind anybody who put their question into the chat, if you didn't put it in the Q&A, maybe try and move it over there because it might just be easier for me to see that way, but I will go through. So Bonnie asks, there was a few questions about excursions during the webinar, but I think you mostly answered it. But just to reiterate, questions around what excursions are included versus what would not be included. I know you showed the different pricings there, Peter.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're booking clients with like the all-inclusive package with the excursions, there's nothing extra there's nothing that your clients will have to pay. All of the excursions are included. There are no optional excursions with us.
Okay, great. Thank you for reiterating that again. Lori Lee is asking about upcoming group promotions for 2025. Is that something possibly that our travel agents can look out for?
Yeah, actually, we are in the process of just finalizing an additional groups discount. We're just looking at some of the sailings with lower load factors where we may have an opportunity to get some more people on board. So we're just in the process of finalizing that, and we should be coming out with the details shortly. So Laura Lee and for the others, I think the best place to kind of stay on top of that is in my Facebook group page, and I'll announce that as soon as we've got that confirmed.
Great, thank you. And just so you know, for everyone on the call today, we will put up a follow-up email to this presentation. It will have the link to this presentation that is posted on Travelweek's YouTube channel. Peter, maybe we can also get a link to the Facebook group on there as well, just so everybody today can find it easily through there as well.
Yeah, great idea. Let's do that.
Great. Excellent. Okay, this next question is from Heather, and she's asking, do you offer charters or part charters?
Yes and yes.
Okay, thank you. Crystal is asking, and we did have some other agents asking about this as well, travel agent rates and fam trips. Does Riverside Luxury Cruises offer either of those? And if so, how can our agents learn more about them?
Travel advisor rates, yes, we have those. So for 2025, our travel advisor rates are $350 per person per night, which includes all the excursions, all of the meals, obviously, a premium open bar, gratuities, everything. So $350 per night. That's for 2025. And you can book those up until the end of 2025. Those are the only thing is that they're capacity controlled. So some sailings may have already reached their limit on the number of travel advisors we have booked. But other than that, no additional restrictions. And then, FAM cruises, I'm actually working on the schedule for FAMs for next year. So keep an eye out on those. It'll be coming out shortly as well.
Great. Thank you so much for the update there. Dorothy is just asking for a little clarification here on beverages aboard the ship. So she's wondering, are the alcoholic beverages included throughout the day or only at meal times?
It's all day, all night until, well, at least until the bar is open. So as soon as the bar opens until actually even before that, because the butler can always deliver a drink. But yeah, it's an open bar all day.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Cheryl's question is about the king size beds in the room. So can they be turned into two twins?
Yes.
Great. Thanks for that answer. Nancy is wondering, is there any excursions with bikes, and would they be included in the price of the excursion as well?
Yes, and yes. There's a lot of excursions with bikes. All of them are included.
Okay, great. Thank you for that answer.
And I didn't mention actually, but just on the topic of bikes, we do actually have bikes on board the ships as well for our guests' personal use. So whenever we have the included excursions that are bike excursions, then we're working with other companies to bring bikes, but there's bicycles on board that people can take during their free time.
Okay, great. Thank you. We have another question from Cheryl, and she's just asking about guests on board. Are you seeing a lot of American and Canadian guests, or is it a pretty good mix of both? Or yeah, she was just asking about that.
Yeah, so we're an international brand. However, the majority of the guests that are coming on board are from North America. We as an international brand, it is important though to know that English is the primary language that's spoken on board the ship. If we do have guests that are from Germany or from Spain, in that case, we'll assign our Spanish and German speaking butlers, guides, and crew to attend to those guests. But majority of the guests are certainly coming from North America.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Peter. Heather is asking, for those travel advisors who are new to your travel agent portal, is there a place where they can get training to use that portal? Or if they have questions, where would they go to?
We are super close to coming out with our online training program. We're just doing some final testing. So that'll be out very, very soon. Again, the Facebook group page is where I'll announce when it is live. And then in terms of support, I mean, I would be the best resource for the travel advisor. So feel free to reach out to me. My email is on the screen. My phone number. You can text, call. I'm available to help out any way I can.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for that, Peter. Okay, we're almost finished with our questions here. Just a few more. Okay, a few people are asking about the travel agent rates online. Are they in Canadian or US dollars?
So we have them in both. I mean, what I mentioned, the 350, that's Canadian, or 230 US.
Okay, thank you. Donna is asking, with excursions, do you book all the excursions in advance, or can you book on board, or do both?
Both. It is recommended that that people pre-book their excursions. But at the same time, you can pre-book them, and then if something changes, guests are welcome to book them on board as well.
Okay, thank you. And then our last question here comes from Irina, and she's asking about the Danube cruises, if they it will extend into Romania at all, if there's any plans for that.
Our cruises, yeah, our cruises right now, they don't go all the way to Romania. I think the furthest point we get to is about Belgrade and the Iron Gates. So we're not quite into Romania for 2025.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that there. And it looks like that is the end of our questions for today. But again, lots of excitement on here. Many of our travel advisors saying thank you for being here. This was a great presentation, and that they didn't know some of the information that you shared prior to doing the webinar. So they appreciate that very much. Again, this webinar is recorded, and so stay tuned for the follow-up email to today's presentation, because you will get that along with a link to today's webinar posted on Travelweek's YouTube channel. You'll also get a link to Peter's Facebook group as well, so you can stay on top of all the Canadian going-ons at Riverside Luxury Cruises. And so with that, I would just like to say thank you so much, Peter, for being here with us again, and for sharing all this amazing information about this exceptional brand with our travel agent community. And a big thanks to all our travel advisors who are on this webinar today. Thank you so much for your participation. Peter, would you have anything you'd like to say to close out today's show?
No, just again, thank you to everyone for your interest, for taking the time to learn about Riverside. I know there's some advisors that have already experienced the brand and will know what what we're all about. But I just want to thank everyone for their support, because we are new to the to the river cruise market, but the support has been phenomenal, and it is with all of you that we will grow in the Canadian market, and I'm excited to grow with all of the advisors online, and that we'll be watching offline as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Peter. And again, thanks to everybody for being here. Have a wonderful rest of day wherever you are in Canada. And until next time, thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.